What's happening, guys? Polyzac here, and welcome to Marquee Draft Episode 2. This is going to be a tiny bit late because I've been a bit busy over the past couple of days with studying and everything. We're going to jump straight into this draft. I have it right up in front of me with this week's marquee matchups, which are Arsenal, Spurs, Atletico, Real Madrid, Rio Avenue, I'm guessing, and Braga, Monterrey, and Tigres. We got 3 out of 4, and even FIFA Analytics, not sponsored whatsoever, didn't even have Rio Avenue and Braga on their list. So even that was unpredictable, but we did get 3 out of 4 for our first week, which is fantastic. Let's have a look at our formations. We're going to go with the 4-1-2-2 narrow, since I love that formation. That's what I usually play with. But this week's, look, it's a bit tough, but no way Maradona. But we have to take Ronaldo. Oh, no, Cristiano, why? Why Cristiano? Well, we got to take Ronaldo. This week's big one, a couple of huge games. It's going to be tough to predict the top teams. We're going to take Antonio here. Doing be a place for Sporting, so I don't have to worry about that. Antonio, getting my squad overpowered. This week's episode, I'm not going to play the games because that's just too much time, and I sort of want to get this out straight away to you guys, so you can start investing in players. But big game, Dortmund, Schalke. I think that will be one of the top ones. Wow, great teams. We're going to take Wagner here. Dortmund, Schalke, big one. That's probably a guarantee. Good players to pick up. De Hood. We do get Ozil, who is in this week's, which is fantastic. So we'll chuck him right in, get a link with Antonio and Wagner as well. De Hood, Coke, or Coke. There's a whole lot of Schalke players that you can pick up really on cheap. None of these players are in this week, so we're going to take David Silva. If I missed one, sorry. Tough to predict the second game. We're going to have to go Kovacic here, aren't we? Or Dembele. We're going to take Dembele. The second big team, toss up. There's a fair bit to look into. There's Barca, Valencia. There's Chelsea, Liverpool. There's Monaco and PSG. So that one's a really, really tough one to sort of predict. But we're going to have to go Party here, aren't we? That's probably going to be next week. So we're going to take Party. So the second big game is going to be really, really, really tough to sort of predict. We're probably going to go Ziegler here. None of those were in this week's marquee matchups. But my prediction, I'll go Dortmund, Schalke as number 1. Do we have any of these guys in this week's? Let me just check. I can't remember what it is. No, we do not. So we'll take... Oh, it's going to be a toss up. We'll take Bonucci. I have him in my current team, and he's great. So the big ones to predict, Dortmund, Schalke, I'm going to say is 1. And the second one, because they're number 1 and 2, and there's become a big rivalry, it'll be Monaco and PSG. We're going to have to take Dyer here, who isn't horrendous. Now the small ones, that's where it's going to be really, really tough to predict. We've got 3 choices to take here. I think we might go Hector. I haven't tried him this year, so I think we're going to go Hector. Spartak Zenit huge game over in the Russian league, and we haven't seen a Russian league marquee matchup yet. So I reckon that will be one of the small games. Whether the next small game could be Columbus v Toronto, I know that's a playoff. Oh, we got Asensio here, who'd be fantastic. So we got Columbus Toronto. I think that is a playoff game. Yes, that is a playoff game for the Cup. So I think that could be highly likely. We've got Gomez here. Might be decent to pick up. Or we got Hector. Or we got Chicha. We'll go Chicha. We'll chuck him up at striker. On the next episode, I'll let you know how this draft went, and I'll open those packs up for you. I've been stacking up the 81 plus players, which has been great, ready for Team of the Year. No one of help here, so we'll just take him. There's also Racing Club and Independiente, or however you pronounce it, in the Argentinian league. That's a big derby. They're not sort of highly rated. We're going to have to take Vasquez here, as much as I probably would have wanted to take maybe young Matt for CDM or something like that. We've got Gomez, or we've got Mertens. Thank goodness none of these are in. I'm going to take that second in for Mertens because he looks like a god, and I can't wait until the market crashes and I can pick him up. He's going to be fantastic. And then there's a whole lot of smaller ones like Lazio, Fiorentina, got Motherwell and Celtic. Like you've got in the French league, you got in the Pro League, you got Anderlecht versus Stade Liège. We're going to have to take Lacazette here, who I'm going to replace with Chicharito. So there's a real big toss-up on who's going to get that. It's sort of like the big clubs. Who's going to get that second sort of smaller club part of the marquee matchups? None of these are in, so we're going to take Fernandinho for our CDM spot. Wishing for the inform one. That would have been great. Coming to an end here, we don't get any silvers that are part of it, so we'll probably just take. He's very expensive in the game, but we'll just take this Italian dude just in case we might need to use him from Bonucci. Unless we get something decent here, we're going to have to take Vallejo because he's Real Madrid. I'm going to put him there. He gets a link with Bellerin, but that's about it. It hasn't been the greatest of drafts, to be honest, but I think it might get the job done. So this is going to be just a quick one, really, because I won't be playing the games because I don't have the time to. But my final sort of four that I'm going to predict after we pick up Czech here, because Arsenal is in this current marquee matchups. I'm going to go with Dortmund Schalke as one of the big ones. I'm going to go PSG Monaco as the second big one. For the smaller ones, I'm going to invest in Spartak and Zenit. And for the fourth one, I'm going to invest in Columbus and Toronto. I feel like they might be the four, but do invest in Racing Club and Independiente. And you could even look at the Lazio and Fiorentina sort of players, but they're the ones to sort of heavily invest in. The sort of the players that you want to be looking at. You want to be looking at for the Dortmund and Schalke players. Yeah, you want to be looking at sort of the 80 rated, sort of higher level non-rares. So you're looking at Koke, you're looking at Dahoud, Bentaleb, like ones that can link into different leagues, because I suspect that'll probably be where you might need to look into your hybrid to try and get your rating up. and that rating will be definitely 78, 77. For the racing club sort of ones, you're looking at Kempenar as the goalkeeper for Independente. You're looking at Lopez for Racing Club. There's a couple of golds there, which is good. In terms of Spartak and Zenit, you're looking at Shatov, you're looking at Fernando, you're looking at Luis, Crescito, Tasky. You could sort of look at Noboa, Papov. There's a lot of midfielders that you can pick up for cheap, and you want to do that pretty much now before the prices sort of rise. If by a chance that it is Liverpool-Chelsea, you can look at a whole lot of ones. The non-rares, so Lovren would be big, Danny Drinkwater, Caballero. They're some good ones to sort of pick up. Christensen, if you can get him on bid for discard, even Batshuayi. But there is going to be a player of the month coming out, whether it be Sane or De Bruyne. So that's going to be a bit of a toss-up. If you're looking at Monaco and PSG, you'll be looking at Rabiot, Jamison, Kazawa, Areola, Motta, where you can link into those different leagues if need be. You could look at even Jovetic. You can look at those sort of highly rated ones, Lopez. Look at getting Saliba or Salazar, whatever it is, Salibor that's a right mid. He's the only French right mid, other than Thauvin, but he's a right winger anyway. He goes for beaucoup money when when there's a marquee matchup for the French league. So he is always one to get up. He always goes up to about 2,000 coins. In terms of the MLS game between Toronto and Columbus, you're looking at picking up sort of Santos. You're looking at those non-rare players. Even outdoor, you're looking at Bradley, Higuain, and yeah, those sort of players. So hopefully that helps you out. My 4 will be up on the screen right now. If you like what you've seen, subscribe for more. This will be a weekly thing. This is week two's marquee draft. Hasn't been great, but I feel like it could be a team that we could win this. Does anyone get us there? No. Even with, if that was a Santander manager, we would have got 100 chem. But that does it for today. Subscribe if you like what you've seen. I've given you all my investment tips for marquee matchups this week. Last week we made about, I think it was pretty close to about 60 to 80k from our investments. We did invest like maybe 10, 15k into players that jumped up, and plus I had a whole lot in my squad as well, so which was in my club already, which was fantastic. So we are making lots and lots of coins. We went up from about 550 to about 630, and now I've invested quite a fair bit into this week's, and I've also been doing those 81 plus 2-player packs, which I'm looking to do for Team of the Year. So I've been storing up those. I think I've got about 27, which is fantastic. But if you like what you're seeing, subscribe for more, like, and have a great day, guys. See ya. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe, like, and have a great day.